I'm making this video hopefully before Mitch Marner's point streak comes to an end because this was a topic I really wanted to talk about, and I'm glad I'm recording it before it has ended. You guys might have heard about Mitch and what's going on with him, but for those who may not know, he's currently doing something absolutely whack. It's been more than a month since Mitch Marner was held off the score sheet. If we take a look back all the way to October 27th in San Jose, that was the last time he didn't score a point. So it's been 17 straight games with a point for the 25-year-old player. One in every single game for the Leafs. If he has a point in each of the next two games, he will set franchise history. Take a look at the longest point streaks in Maple Leafs history, and you will see Daryl Sittler and Eddie Olczyk tied for first with an 18-game point streak. Sitting at second is Mitch Marner with 17. At third is Babe Dye and John Anderson. Both of them had a 16-game point streak. And so Sheldon Keefe, himself, he's really proud of Marner. He said that to me, clearly he's found his game. And this comes after Marner had scored a goal and set up a goal in the win against Pittsburgh on last Saturday or whatever it was. And he's also said that in all regards, he's just been a difference maker for us. But despite, Marner's great achievement and stuff, it took a while for him to really get going this season. The point streak really began when he was sort of scuffling, and his game had taken off, especially in the last couple of weeks. But what's really interesting about this whole entire point streak thing is that Marner has accomplished this without Austin Matthews. Marner, shockingly, has been more productive this season without the Hart Trophy winner. He's played his best hockey all season with John Tavares, having spent the last 9 to 10 games with him. Let's just take a look at Marner's per 60 stats for a second. If we look at the goals, with Matthews, it's 1.1, and with Tavares, it's 1.7. In assists, 1.1 with Matthews, 1.7 with Tavares. In points, 2.2 for Matthews and 3.4 for Tavares. You just have to add these two numbers up and you got it. And then the shots, it's 4.4 with Matthews and 6.8 with Tavares. And the shot attempts, 12.1 with Matthews and 13.5 with Tavares. And so you can pretty much just, infer that they looked a lot like a duo that shredded the league together a few years back. Based on those numbers, you guys can pretty much just see how Marner has developed a good chemistry with Tavares, but is it too extreme to call it shocking that Marner has done his best work of late without Austin Matthews? And to my answer, it might just be maybe. I'm not really too sure about that, but what's really surprising is that 2 seasons before this one, Marner and Matthews were the most productive 5-on-5 pairing in the entire National Hockey League. That means they were more productive than even Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl together. Take a look at the NHL 5-on-5 point leaders from 2020 to 2022. We see Connor McDavid at number 1 with 114. Austin Matthews is second with 110. Marner at third with 106. Gaudreau with fourth at 99. And Kirill Kaprizov at fifth with 96. It's not necessarily bad for Marner to find success without Matthews. In fact, it's actually pretty good. A red-hot Marner-Tavares combo makes for a really, really tough decision for opposing head coaches. Which defensive players do you put out there? Who is the best player they can put out there against Marner and Tavares? And if that somehow works, put him against, the Rocky Richard winner. Put Marner and Matthews together and see what happens. Against Pittsburgh, it was Matthews who benefited the most from Marner and Tavares' play. His most frequent opponents on the back end were the Penguins' 3rd, 6th, and 4th defensemen. He took pure advantage. He netted 3 points in that game. What people are beginning to realize about Marner's recent play, especially with Tavares, is how much more he's shooting the puck and aiming to score on JT's line. It went from 4.4 shots per 60 minutes at the start of the season with Matthews to now nearly 7 per 60 with Tavares. But Tavares, on the other hand, his shot rate has actually dipped with Marner. But Marner, he had 6 shots on 7 attempts at 5-on-5 against the Penguins, opening the scoring with an easy deke and dunk on Casey DeSmith, and he would finish with 8 shots on 12 attempts overall. And so Marner, in recent weeks, he's looked like one of the best playmakers in the entire National Hockey League, maybe even one of the best in the world, honestly. And that's been fed by a return to high-end puck robbery. What I like to call, instead of GTA, Grand Theft Auto, we call it Grand Theft Marner, baby. Marner is at his best when he's just, looking for the puck, prodding around, and then just sticking his nose in there and stealing it right away. And he set up 2 goals last week just by doing that against Pittsburgh and against Jersey. Here are the Twitter feeds from these 2 goals by the Maple Leafs against those 2 teams. And you guys can go check it out on Twitter or just watch the highlights on YouTube or whatever. You'll see it there. But it's an underrated asset of Marner's game that's always, just kind of, fueled his offense, usually with help from Matthews, a fellow thief himself. But if you look at the takeaways category in the past 2 years, Marner is one of the best in that category. Take a look here from 2020 to 2022. His pal Austin Matthews is number 1 on that list with 139 takeaways, Leon Draisaitl is second with 130. Marner himself sits at third with 125. Mackenzie Weegar, fourth, 118. And Adam Fox is fifth with 116. Takeaways, though, are not a perfectly recorded stat. For instance, Marner was not credited with a takeaway for stripping the puck from Chris Letang before setting up Pontus Holmberg for a goal against Pittsburgh. He did get credit for the assist, though. And so packed within the current point streak was a run of 9 straight games with an assist, a stretch that ranked the 4th longest in Maple Leafs history. As of November 30th, 2022, Marner owns 5 of the 10 longest such streaks by any Toronto Maple Leaf. He already ranks 8th all-time amongst Leafs with 339 assists, 11 more, and he'll pass Tim Horton for 7th all-time. And I mean, you gotta just see him play. He's just incredible. He can steal the puck. He can set up plays. He's easily right now a top 10 playmaker in the league. I think he's been that way for probably the last year or two. And people criminally underrate him because, he's on the Maple Leafs, so there's a lot of hate and stuff. But this dude can easily become a top 3 playmaker in the league if he keeps going like this. So let me know in the comments what you guys think about Mitch Marner personally. Otherwise, thank you guys for tuning in and have a wonderful day.